Hi, Jimmy. How you doing?
Great, man. Great. Good talking to you.
Yeah, you too. You too. Massive legend of the game. I know a lot of people be very jealous that I got to speak with former manager of the Hart Foundation. So
Great.
absolute pleasure. So of course you'll be part of the Post Malone and Friends downloadable pack on on WWE 2K24, which marks the first mainstream WWE game that you've been part of since I believe the 2K16, and obviously you've been a part of games and wrestling from all the way back in the SmackDown v Raw days in WWE, all the way back to WCW back in the 90s. Are
Right.
you able to talk a bit about your past experiences working, getting being involved in these wrestling games and how you found them? From company to company, be it different gaming companies and of course different wrestling companies.
Well, you know what's so cool about it? Being in this game is great because so far it's the highest rated uh, game in franchise history. So I'm really excited to be in part of this. But, there's just so many great characters in this one, from Cody Rhodes to Hulk Hogan to oh my God, the Steiner brothers, Andre the Giant. If you're going part of the past, and in the future superstars that we have now, there's over 100 of those guys in there and ladies. I mean Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, L.A. Knight, you name them, and of course Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, just to mention a few.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a fantastic game they brought out this year, and it's one that's brought out a lot of buzz. You will be in the game alongside your old client and old friend, the Honky Tonk Man, for this one. Yielding your usable megaphone as a foreign object, which would be interesting to see. I love it, love it. Could you talk a bit about for the wrestling fans listening about your experiences working with the Honky Tonk Man? Because obviously the both of you both had a great era of success in the late 80s at WWE, WWF at the time.
Well, you know what? The Honky Tonk Man was somebody special. And he's still, in my mind, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all times because no matter where I go, people always talk about certain people that I managed. I had 23 different teams and individual that I managed while I was in the WWF, WWE, of course. And Hulk Hogan, the Honky Tonk Man, the Hart Foundation are the ones that get brought up the most. Everybody was important because I'd never got this Hall of Fame ring if it wasn't for everybody I managed back then. But those are the three that most of the people always talk about. And Honky, and if you look back at all of them, everybody was very colorful. When you saw Hulk, it was red and yellow. Bigger than life character, the boas, everything. Honky Tonk Man, all the jumpsuits, whether they were red, black, green, orange, and I always made my jackets to go along with it with the musical notes. We did our own music. We didn't have somebody else do it for us. And so we did our own interviews. Honky Tonk, we'd do the interviews. I remember one time when I was in the ring with Honky, we were fighting the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and I was in there and I got ready to hit Dusty with it. And he moved and I slipped on a banana peel and hit Honky in the head. After we got out of the ring, the Honky's doing his interview going, Priscilla, Priscilla, Jimmy, take me back to Graceland. It was all those clever, cute things that he did that made him so special and so different.
Yeah, and you mentioned his record Intercontinental Championship reign, obviously been beaten in recent months and years by Gunther, currently on the roster. What's your thoughts on Gunther beating Honky Tonk's record for the IC title?
Well, it's like I always said, I'd like to see the record book. How many times during that time did Gunther put the title up? It might have been more than Honky Tonk Man. I don't know. I don't have the books on it, but I know, man, every given night that championship title was on the line. Whether we were over in England, whether it was Germany, whether it was Australia, whether it was in Madison Square Garden, New York, whether it was in Philadelphia Spectrum, no matter what, that title was up almost every night. Now, if Gunther did the same thing, then hey, kudos to him. My hat's off to Gunther. But if he didn't, I'd like to know how somebody came up with that record. But Gunther is tremendous. I love him. He's bigger than life character. Interviews are great, and I think he's already a superstar. But I think before it's over, he's going to be a major, major, major superstar with the company.
Yeah, definitely. By the end of the summer, it could be a world champion. We never know. You've alluded to some of your several past clients that you'd had over the course of your career, the likes of Hulk Hogan, the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, Greg Valentine, obviously Honky Tonk Man, to name a few. All of your past clients who aren't going to be in aren't currently in the 2K24 game. Is there anything that you would like to see in there to potentially be paired with you in a future downloadable pack?
Well, you know what? I was kind of looking at the list. There's over 100 and something superstars currently in there, not counting the legends and not counting the managers. So that's what makes this game so special. But I would love to see the Rougeau brothers in it, Jacques and Raymond. Remember that famous song we did for them? We don't like heavy metal. We don't like rock and roll. All we like to listen to is Barry Manilow. Hey, and Jacques goes, "Who's Barry Manilow?" And I went, "Oh my gosh, am I in trouble?" But I'd love to see him. Earthquake and Typhoon. I think they were in some of the former games. Of course, Terry and Dory Funk I managed, Adrian Adonis, Nino Bravo. The list goes on and on. Like I said, I had 23 different people, but the ones they've got in there now are very special. I mean, how can you go wrong with Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant? I even saw a thing the other day where Muhammad Ali's in there. And so it's just Logan Paul, what a superstar he is. It's just, like I said, there's just so many things in this particular game that makes it bigger than life. And so that's why I believe it is the highest rated game in the franchise history. I could see why.
Yeah, definitely. One last question for me, Jimmy, before I let you move on. Wrestling currently, we've got a bit of a renaissance boom period going on with so much exciting stuff going on in WWE, AEW, all the companies there. And as part of that, we're seeing a lot more use of managers that we hadn't really seen for a number of years. If you could pick a current wrestler wrestling anywhere today, who would you choose it to be?
I'd love if I had a chance to go back and manage. I think that's what I heard you say. Pretty Deadly. I love that group. Pretty Deadly is great. They remind me of somebody like, because my whole thing's always been up to win or lose. They're up tempo. Austin Theory's what an upcoming superstar. They kind of had a rocket on him for a while, and now he's still doing great. But I love that guy, man. He's awesome. But whoever they gave me, I don't know if they brought me back up there. I don't care if I park the cars, pop the popcorn, whatever it takes, But I still do stuff with them. I still do a lot of promotion for them and everything. This was my the last WrestleMania, which was in Philadelphia. I was doing part of the promotion for that, and I go each and every year. Can you believe I was on WrestleMania 1? Unbelievable, but I still love the business. I watch Raw, SmackDown, and NXT every week religiously. I know all the superstars, and when I go up there, they treat you so wonderful. But I'd have never got this Hall of Fame ring here in 2005 if it wasn't for all the people that I was able to manage, single and tag. So, and like I said before, and people like yourself that have followed this business for so long, we love you for doing that. Thank you.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what wrestling would be like today without the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, being one of the pioneers of the 80s, 90s where the managerial boom was really took off. Anyway, Jimmy, that's all the questions I've got from us at the Daily Star today. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to seeing the pack in the game when it comes out.
Oh, it's going to be great. Like I said, and we'll have the megaphone. Megaphone can be used all during the game. And plus, I can manage other people besides Hulk Hogan, who I managed, Bret Hart, who I managed. So I can manage anybody that they put me with. So if the fans might have some, you know what? I wish there was some kind of way that when you got a game that it could go back to the office where they print them from, where they could see who's playing the most of different characters. You know what I'm saying? You could really learn a lot from that if there was a way to fix that up, because you could see, do they play Hulk more than Roman Reigns? Do they play Roman Reigns more than Seth Rollins? Do the people play Seth Rollins more than Austin Theory? That would be a great way to find out who's over and who's not over. But everybody on this game is over. And like me, the older you get, the more grateful you are. So to all the superstars out there, to make this game is unbelievable. Trust me.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, thanks for your time, Jimmy, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, love you. Thank you, baby.